Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is an early live. I'm just go random times every time I feel like telling you guys something about money that could help change your life. Sometimes things just pop up in my head, and when I think back, and I remember this is when I was in debt. I remember hearing, bits and pieces of people here and there saying, "Hey, money's not real. Money doesn't exist." You always kind of hear that here and there, but that's got to be crazy talk because you see it in your hand. So, and you buy things with it, right? So you figure they're crazy because it is real. It's in my pocket. I got a whole stack of it, right? And you just see it and you believe it's there. One second. Now, I'm here to tell you, money doesn't exist only for people that are in debt. Again, I know you see it in your hand. I know you buy things with it. You believe it's there. And I'm going to prove to you with math that it's not. Okay. Now, if you had, and I'm going to use student loans, for example, because there's trillions of dollars worth of student loans out there that people owe. So I always talk about the majority. When I give you these examples, it's always about the majority. Okay. Now, if you have $100,000 in student loan debt and $1,000 saved in, say, like your savings account, okay, and people barely even have that, okay, say 1,000, right at that moment, okay, you are negative $99,000 in the hole, okay, 1,000 minus 100,000 equals negative $99,000 in the hole. That's what math says. Everything can be proven, but unless you believe that, if you say, "Oh, I don't believe that," or "That's not true," you will believe that you have that money in your hand. You really would believe that you had $1,000 saved. You would really believe that you're investing in your retirement. You're investing in gold, stocks, bonds, Apple stock, Amazon stock, whatever stock you believe you're investing in. But it's mathematically impossible to invest negative dollars. You're negative $99,000 in a hole. Anything you're using, you're borrowing. You have to. That's math. The money you see in your hand that you're transferring, that's borrowed money. That's not your money. Do you get this is math. I'm not doing anything spectacular. So money doesn't exist for people who are in debt. Whether they know this or not is irrelevant. Math will clearly show that it's true. Now, the only reason why I'm telling you guys this is because I now see it. It's so stupid. It's almost embarrassing. It's embarrassing that I didn't see something so simple. I don't know why. I always say, I'm going to stop saying I don't know why. I don't know why then. I know why now. I was just conditioned to think that way. That's it. I never questioned anything that just didn't make mathematical sense with my money for some reason. I never questioned it. I just say, "Oh, everybody does it. Oh, okay, well, I might as well do it." That's it. Money never. And so when I think back now, man, for the first 40 years of my life, money never existed for me because I was always in debt. I was always in debt. I actually believed I was a homeowner signing a 30-year mortgage, just all that crazy nonsense. It makes no sense. Money never existed for me. It it uh it angers me when I think back of from not being able to see something so obvious. But I just crazy, like just all the money that I had, and now that I'm out of debt, let me tell you on the other side of the fence, okay? Mo- when you're out of debt, yeah, now money is real for you, but is it really? Because you still really never see it. I mean, uh, I know because all that really matters is, are your finances are in the black or are they in the red? That's all you really want to care about, black or red. And many people have different interpretations of that. Okay, of what's in the black. There's only one, the one that math says it is. Okay, that's it. There's only one interpretation. Don't try to get into all these percentages here and equity there. Don't fall into all that stuff. Just are your personal finances in the black or are they in the red? That's all you need to care about. You're in the black, money's real for you. Still really never you still really never see it. That's all I'm saying. Like we say like say for example, when you're financing in the black, you have cash, right? And you go buy a house cash. You're really not saying, "Hey, I'm gonna buy that house cash," and then you go pull out all the cash and you bring big bags of cash to the home buyer or to the homeowner. You still don't see it. You're just writing a check or you transferring money or something like that. You still never really see it. So again, is it really real? I mean, you see these, like for example, you see movies and stuff, right? You see these big banks and these banks supposedly have all these stacks of pallet boards of cash. But when you're out of debt, you think, well, why would you have that much cash in the vault? It doesn't. You're not doing anything. You're not really using it. It's not really there. So I think that's more TV. And here's the last one. Okay, these are things that kind of tell you things that you just can't see when you're in debt, right? So every now and then, a back of a truck or a Brinks truck will pop open, and a bag of money will fall out and scatter all over the place, right? That kind of stuff doesn't make sense to me. With that accidentally happened, I just can't see how that could accidentally happen. But whatever, right? That's just my theory, okay? And the bag of money starts scattering all the dollars all over the freeway, and everybody starts jumping all over there and trying to grab the money. That says that's like almost like a test to see where everybody's at when it comes to money that doesn't exist for them. It's more like I look at it more like a setup fire drill. Okay, they say, okay, we want to see where people are at in this area or this area when we drop a bag of money. And if people start getting out their cars, clogging up the freeway just to get a few dollars off the freeway, and when you're in debt, it doesn't even exist how much money you pick up. You're still in debt. But they're just scrambling all over. Oh my God, they better turn that money in. No, I think it's more of a test just to see. Because when you're not in debt, you look at that and you're like, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting out there scrambling and picking up fake paper. It doesn't even exist. It doesn't exist for people in debt. And everything I'm saying to you, I'm telling you because I experienced it personally, but I'm proving to you with math. All you gotta do is believe it. That's the hard part. That's gonna be the very hard part. You gotta accept that what I'm saying is for real. And even like, here's an example that was something that would probably force you to admit it, right? Go like add up, get with like three or four close friends, right? Add up all your debt with them, all right, and have them each do the same on each of their own calculator, right? And then have them show you how much debt you're in. And then when they show you that number, each of them, right, with the same number on their calculator, and tell you you are broke, and you still say no, before you will say no, you're not, you're going to hesitate. Because if you tell them no, that it's wrong, you're going to look kind of weird to them if they have all the same answers and you still don't believe the numbers they have on their calculators. You're going to be, oh, I guess I am broke. You're going to have to say it. You'll have to. You'll have to. And then maybe something right there will click in your head, be like, wait a minute. All my friends got the same number. I don't believe it. It's me. It's me. You're going to be like this. It's me. There's something I'm not seeing, because if they all seeing it and I'm not seeing it, there's something I'm not seeing. Yeah, believe in the math. That's it. There's plenty of room on this side of the fence, man. There's plenty. You come on, You come on this side of the fence where money does exist for real. I mean, if you ever actually use it, I don't really ever see money. And then when I have to go someplace like, oh, we only accept cash, I'd be like, oh man, I don't even have a change on me. There's really no reason for it, honestly. But if I need to go physically get some, I can go physically get some to give to a person. Once it transfers from my hands to their hands, I don't know if it really exists for them or not. I don't know. But whatever in their mind they believe it is okay. That's what it is. Hey, this item they're selling for $2,000. I give them $2,000. They believe they have $2,000. But if they had $100,000 in student loan debt, no, they would have negative $98,000. See what I'm saying? That's real. And all you gotta do is believe it. But what I'm telling you now is that if you are in debt and you have been in debt all your life, just like I was, money is not real for you. You're not a homeowner if you have a mortgage. That car you're financing, you didn't get a good rate on it. You didn't. You believe you did, but you never get a good rate on financing something that depreciates. That doesn't make financial sense. It doesn't make sense. It's crazy. I did the same thing. Every time I got a raise in my job, I'd raise my lifestyle. How would I ever get out of debt if I kept doing that? That makes no sense. And what the crazy thing is, each time I did raise and accelerated my career and make more money, the only thing I was doing is paying more in taxes. That's it. Money didn't even exist for me, but I was paying taxes on non-existent money because everything I was buying was borrowed money. It was borrowed. It's borrowed money. If I'm in a negative, the only way if my total personal finances are in a negative, the only way I can invest in anything outside of myself, I must math says this. I must mathematically borrow the money to invest in whatever this stuff I believe that's going to get a high return and all this other stuff. When I hear stuff like that in like finance chat rooms, I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off here. When I hear stuff like that in finance chat rooms, I'd be like, I'm not saying the financial advice that they're giving is wrong, but they're not starting the person where they need to start first before they can hear what they're saying. Like when you're in debt, you really can't hear what they're saying because you don't really know about money. That's why you're in debt. You don't know about money. But when you know about money and you hear a financial advisor kind of give advice and they skip over the main part of the whole financial structure to really help. If you're really trying to help somebody, you're going to start from the base and with the truth. Yeah, the money's going to be less because it's business. I'm not saying anything personally, okay? It's business. I understand. But me personally, I want everybody to feel this type of freedom. I want everybody to feel it. If you don't start a person right here at the base with just basic math, because once you know this part, you'll know which financial advisor to pick, which accountant, which everything, because their math must make sense with the money. If it doesn't make sense, they're not the person for you. Whether they know this or not is 100% irrelevant. It doesn't even matter. And if they get offended, you go, hey, it's nothing personal, but it's my money. And never mix feelings with money. Math and money are one. The only thing that can separate math and money are feelings. You start caring about what people think about your money, you're messing up. It doesn't matter. You just go, hey, do their feelings make math sense? Nope, doesn't make sense. I don't care how they feel about my money. So what? If you ever want money to exist for you, I'm telling you the truth. This is the easiest way I could tell you, the most simplest way how I can tell you this to even get you started to even thinking this way, that there's possibility that you could walk around here with no debt. And I'm saying this because here's a man right in front of you telling you that I've done it. I'm debt free. I don't owe anybody on earth. And if you still believe it's impossible because you think I'm special or something, I'm not. I just got tired of living that way. You add up all your savings, and then you add up all your debt, and then you go savings minus debt equals how much money I had in real life. I saw that negative number. I said, holy crap. First, I was just in non-belief. Oh, sorry, you guys. I saw that negative number. I was just in non-belief. I had to get over that. Yeah, I had to get over that. And as I'm doing it, it just seems so long, right? Because it's thousands upon thousands of dollars. And I started thinking like, oh man, it's going to take me so long. It's going to take me this long, and I had to stop and I had to sit back and realize, Linnell, you don't have any choice. How long it takes doesn't matter. How long you're going to be dead is totally up to you, but how long it takes to pay off is also totally up to you. So I went out, I kept going at it, and as I'm clearing it out, I'm excited where it's going. I'm seeing that number drop. I start telling my friends, and hey, man, this is what I'm doing. This shit is crazy. And then they don't hear me. They won't hear you. Okay, this is when you know you're transitioning. I'm just telling you the phases of what's going to happen. You're going to be so excited that you can finally feel this is the answer to the relief of all this debt, right? You're going to be so excited. You're going to tell your friends, hey, man, and they're going to be like, what? That's stupid. I have to do what? Stop financing cars? Oh, no. Chill on vacations? No, not forever. Just for a little while to get. No, man. We do it every year, and we can't break that tradition. Now having a clue, they're so deep in debt, they have not a clue. They don't even know money doesn't even exist. So when they spend money on vacations and do all this, they're borrowing that money. Whether they know this or not is totally irrelevant. It doesn't matter if they know this or not. See what I'm saying? I did it. I had not a clue. Now, am I happy that I experienced the things I experienced? Yeah. But if I knew what I know today, I would have did none of that until my debt was paid in full. And then after that, I could have went anywhere as long as I wanted man, here I am going off again. I hate it when I do that. But when when money really exists for you, you're gonna laugh at like 2 weeks a year vacation. You're gonna be like, what? Two? I work all year and I get 2 weeks? Oh no. Mm-mm. No way. 2 weeks is nothing. And you know what's crazy? People don't even take that. They break them up in days. Oh my. I think about that stuff now. Oh, I used to do that. I'm sorry, you guys. I'll be going off but this is sometimes the feelings come to me when I think back, man. I remember I would get my vacation days would stack up. They would have to force some people to take vacation. Oh, you better use it or lose it, right? You have to force people on vacation. And I remember I just break up my days, add one here, and think, woohoo, I got a 3-day week. And not realizing that was just a sign, man. And even when I would take that, I would just think about how many, how much more work I would have to be having after I got back from a long period. Oh my goodness. Had I known money didn't exist for me and I was just giving away the time of my life to my job, letting them call me when they wanted to call me, and and emails and answering all this stuff on my own personal time, which it was not paying me for. And had I known I was already living in a negative, my life would have been totally different. Because I didn't know I was living in a negative. Okay, that's the difficult part to accept right now. I didn't know it. So money didn't exist for me on top of that. All that overtime you work and all that salary. And here I was thinking salary was better than hourly. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'd go back. I would stick with hourly forever. Oh no, you paying me for every hour I work. And it would be easy to define. I used to think salary was better. No, it's not. Not even close. You have no idea how. Oh, never mind. Let me not get into that. Money didn't exist for me. Once you accept that, I'm telling you this too. When you realize money doesn't exist for you, and you're going to change that, you're going to get your finances from the red to the black, and you're going to get tired of living like that. Because I'm telling you, that's what it is. You're just in constant survival mode. When you realize this, and now your job is the only thing your job is going to become is the source of income to get your finances from the red to the black. That's it. That's going to be the purpose of your job, period. You're going to stop taking your job personally, go there, do the job you need to do to get your money to get out of debt. That's the only purpose. It's going to change the way you're even at work. It's going to change everything. I promise you. And then when you're out of debt, oh, I don't know how to explain this part, but when you have no debt and you at a job and you're working, you're going to be like, whoa. You ain't gonna be letting nobody get away with anything. You won't even say you set up a meeting with your manager, right? And they come in late. You won't even accept that. You won't accept that. You'd be like, hey, I scheduled a meeting if they say that you schedule a meeting with your manager and they come in, they think they're gonna just walk in for 10 minutes late, right? If I did that today and that was 5 minutes after the time, I would pack up and leave. And if they came to me and said, hey, what happened to that? What happened to that meeting? Are we still going to have that meeting? I would look at them and say, no, you were late. We have to reschedule. They don't get to shift the time in my life because they did that for somebody else or somebody did that to them. See what I'm saying? It'll just keep happening because people really don't respect other people's time. But when they would come to me, they would. Each time a person would do that, because they will constantly do that to you all the time. But if they know they keep coming here and it stops here, they'd be like, oh, I'm not going to do that to Linnell anymore. You're right. You're not. It's my time, not yours. I'm here to make money and get out of debt, baby. Once I was out of debt, man, oh, man, my life changed. This is what I'm trying to share with you. You're going to stop taking a job personally I'm trying to get up the ranks. Do you really want to sit there for the next 30, 40 years of your life? Think about the job you have now. Do you really want to sit there until retirement? Really? You want to walk in and out of that same door, sit at that same desk, sit at that same cubicle for the next 30 years? In the city, town, wherever you live, and there's a whole wide world around you, but you're going to know this piece of it? No way, man. Mm-mm. The only thing keeping you there is the imaginary money in your hand. If your finances are in the red, money doesn't exist for you. It's not there. It's not mathematically there. If it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. Who cares if your friends believe they're homeowners? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Oh, they're making equity. It doesn't matter. If it's not their house, don't worry about the equity. They believe it's theirs. They don't even realize if it's theirs, why are they borrowing it? That doesn't make sense. Why would you borrow your own money? If it's your money, why are you borrowing it at a percentage rate? Because it's not your money. It's the bank's house. So it's the bank's money. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying anything fancy. I swear to God, I'm not. When you get from the red to the black, you'll see everything I'm telling you. It's clear as day. You hearing me Because you know my math is right. You know it's right. And if you're mad about it, think about it. Why am I mad? Why am I mad at him if I know his math is right? Why that doesn't? And I did the same math, and it's the same as his, but I'm mad at him. You solved that riddle. You solved that question. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. It really is. It, I'm telling you, people, it angers me. It angers me that I didn't see that I never had any money was always imaginary to me. I didn't even see, and it angers me. It angers me. I'm not I'm not as angry now, but it's so simple. It's so simple. And then when you get on the other side, I'm telling you, eh, is money real? I guess. Yeah, I never again, I never hardly see it. I only see it when I put it this way. I only see it when I need to see it. When I have to see it. But other than that, I don't see it really. So really I don't believe there's big stacks of money in banks. I don't believe I don't believe it. You know, who cares if it is? It doesn't even matter. See what I'm saying? I know it sounds crazy when I say that, but once you're out of debt and you go from and you truly go from the red to the black, you'll see it clear as day to me, just as much as I do. You'll see it, especially if you're young. I'm telling you, young people, you're still close enough to grade school to even to remotely hear what I'm saying right now. You're like, oh yeah, I remember those math money games. Yeah, remember those math money games? Take those same games and apply them to your personal finances, and you will win. You will win in the finance game. You don't need a fancy degree. You don't need a fancy finance degree. You don't. Now, like say like you want to invest in in stuff, but you don't really know about investing. I know I'm going off again, but I'm gonna just tell the young people so you'll hear me. I know you don't know anything about investing. Okay. I know you don't. You're like, I don't know what all that stuff means. I don't know either. And you don't even need to know. I'm gonna tell you why. This is what you do. Take those math money games you played in grade school, apply them to your finances, okay? Get your finances from the red to the black. At this point, once you cross over, you'll understand what I'm saying. But right now, you can't because you're in debt, and you've probably been in debt all your life. You don't realize money doesn't exist for you. Once you get over here, you'll see everything. You'll see everything I'm saying. You'll know not to ever finance depreciating objects with interest, ever, under any circumstances. No matter who cares what about it. It doesn't matter what they think. Math and money are one. The only thing that can separate it is feelings. If you understand this, what I'm telling you right now, you will lock the game down. And then once you get to zero, your credit report will look a certain way. And then when you're ready to invest, you look at the personal credit you look at the personal credit reports of the people that you're trusting to do whatever type of investing that you want to do. All you got to do is look at their personal credit report. It will tell you everything you need to know. If their personal credit report doesn't look like yours, or they're deep in the negative personally, that's not the person you want to go with because he doesn't understand that money doesn't exist for him. He doesn't know that. Not saying that he's not good at what he's doing. I'm not saying that. But if he's missing, listen closely, if he's missing this main element, the debt he is in is also dictating his decisions of how he invests. I promise you this. Whether he knows this or not is irrelevant. It does. If you find a person whose finances are in the black personally and their credit report look like yours, that's the person you go with because no one controls his investment decisions. No one or nothing. He is free to do as he wish. And 9 times out of 10, if you find a person doing that type of investing, he's doing that as a passion. That's the person you go with. Yes, he might be top dollar, but he'll bring you back 10, 20 times that type of money. And when you invest, you have extra money to invest. So you don't care how it goes, but you'll invest with the right person. See how that works? I promise you that's how it works. Everything I'm saying, young people, everything I'm saying, if you want money to exist for you, this is how you do it. You could do this with a regular job. You probably won't stay there that long, or any job you have, you'll be there because you want to be there because you like it, not because you have to, because of debt. See what I'm saying? You get this early, money will exist for you. Only when you need to get some out and use it. It's still really, you still really never will see it. But if you need it to give to people that believe it, that's when you go get it. That's when you physically get it and say, hey, person, here you go. And once it transfers for you, who knows if it exists for them, and it doesn't matter. See, that's how it really works. I promise you. You get this now. But here's the downfall. Okay. There's one, there's one caveat, there's one catch. Okay. Once you make this decision, once you make this financial decision, there is no going back. Even if you tried, there's no going back. You will not be able to unlearn this. You're either going to have to shut up and live your life. They won't, it's up to you if you want to show other people how you're living, but it's really, you'll find out there's really no purpose for that. There's really no reason for that to draw attention to you. You cannot go back. And it's going to dictate what type of relationships you're going to have in the future. Because I'm telling you this now, if you find somebody that you're remotely attracted to, and they're deep in debt and don't care about ever getting out of debt, I promise you, you won't be with them. You'll know exactly that this relationship's going nowhere. Now I know you. Now most people in debt will say, "Hey, what are you talking about, Linnell? Money's not everything." I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about debt. I'm talking about debt. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about debt. If they are in debt, I don't care. I don't care how cute they are, how good of a job they have. They could be a doctor, right? Because everybody thinks, oh, you better get with him. He's a doctor. But you find out that dude is about $700,000 in debt and don't care. That relationship will be pointless. You will automatically ask, hey, I need to see your credit reports, all three. But you'll ask questions. I mean, it wouldn't even get that far. I'm sorry. It won't even get that far. But you'll be like, hey, just simple questions like, hey, do you know how much debt you're in? If they say no, you'd be like, uh-oh, that's a sign. Or something like, hey, you know what tax bracket you're in? They say, well, no, what's that? Or not really. That's a sign. Those are all signs of how you know how they're managing their money. And you're going to know right away, and you'd be like, nah, I can't do that. Because it's going to be pointless. Because you're gonna try to get with them, and then they're gonna start talking about all their money problems and whoa, the taxes are keeping me down, and you're gonna clearly say, hey, if you stop financing cars and phones and furniture, you won't be in debt. But they're not gonna hear you. They're gonna think you're talking all like you're high and mighty. You'll be like, what? Am I living in the twilight zone? Yes, you will be. You're gonna be like, but math can clearly prove everything I'm saying. I know, but they don't know. That's how you're gonna live. I promise you. Then there's no going back once you get over, because you're gonna see how hard it is to get from the red to the black. It's gonna be difficult, okay? Psychologically and monetarily, it's gonna be difficult. But those are important steps, very important steps, right? So you can feel it, so you can feel what you did. You gotta feel it. Once you cross over, you're gonna be like, oh. Whoo, those coals were hot. So you ain't gonna be like, whoa, you ain't gonna accidentally slip back in debt. You're not. You're not gonna be like, oh, how'd I get? Oh my God, I'm $50,000 in debt. Oh my God, no, that will never happen again, ever, ever. I mean, something drastic would have to happen for that to happen. And then you try to get with somebody that's cute and they don't care about being in debt. Oh, and start saying things like, oh, everybody's in debt and all this other stuff. You're gonna be like, that's gonna drive you crazy. You're gonna be like, I can't do this. That's the only caveat. But please do it. This is the I'm telling you, this is the answer. Do it. Especially when you're young, the amount of debt you have now, I know you think it's a lot, but it's not. This is how you got to look at it. Add up your total debt, and you see that number, and you think, oh, that's going to take forever. I want you to say this to yourself. Out of 30 years of my life, I don't think I can pay that much money off. So like it's $100,000, and you're young. And what you're saying is, if you don't believe you can pay off that $100,000, you're saying to yourself, I don't think I'm gonna make $100,000 in 40 years of my lifetime. I don't think I'm gonna make $100,000. That's what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying, but you don't know you're saying it because you're in debt. You don't know you're saying that. I didn't know I was saying that. But as long as you keep saying that, money will never be real for you, ever. Ever. It will never be real for you. I know you physically see it, but it's not there. It doesn't exist for you. Don't stop listening to people around you because money doesn't exist for them. They're telling you the same thing. They don't know. All you got to do is do the math. You do the math, understand anything under zero is negative. If your number's under negative, that's how much money you have in life. If it's above zero, your finances are in the black. Period. That's it. All right. You guys have a good one. All right. Bye bye.